What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew L. Casey. You're now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is February 27th, 2023. And my co-host, as usual, Jude A. Jackson and Kevin A. Lewis. Kev, no Big Kev this week? It's not Big Kev, it's Big Crip. I'm surprised you spell your name with a C.
I should have, actually. Now that you say this, I absolutely should have.
You look really 55th straight.
Try and bring some color to the podcast, man.
Man, it looks good on you. Looks good. What's going on, Jude?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
You clocked out early this
man.
week.
We're good.
He clocked out on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
Jude clocked out on Thursday, and he popped in to show he was around.
Oh my god, shit. I came in on the weekend. I said hi to everyone. I said, hey guys, how you guys doing? I texted.
And then he dipped. You just gave us the novelty high. Like
He poked his head in like...
He popped his head like, here, niggas, damn. Like that's what it was. Here, niggas, damn. Y'all want some? Here. He just threw us crumbs. That's what he did. He threw us crumbs and then he left. Poof, gone. Right after that.
Pow.
Poof, gone.
I mean, the Discord's buzzing with the 40th Aaron Rodgers versus Derek Carr argument between Dan and Case again for the 40th time in a row. What the fuck is there to say that hasn't been said the previous 39 times? Case doesn't want Rodgers. Dan wants Rodgers.
I just want you to bottle up that energy. That last thing you said. What is there to be said that hasn't already been said? I want you to bottle that shit up. Take it all the way through to next year. I'm not joking when I say this.
Yeah.
So in October, when the Jets are whatever they are, 5-3, 3-5, I don't give a fuck. If this is what you're gonna be on, if this is your new mantra, I want you to keep it up. Thank you. Because we're gonna remember. I'm gonna clip this shit too. I'm gonna clip this shit. I'm gonna put it in my favorites on my phone.
Oh.
And we're gonna come right back to this if you start repeating yourself over and over and over. So be careful what you say.
Listen, in fairness to the rest of the people in the Discord, I've tried to move on from the Rodgers stuff.
Cap.
But
Cap.
you know,
Cap.
Today at least. Today I did. Today I did.
Cap. Oh, today after 3 weeks, congratulations.
It was hot. It was intense. That's the time to get it out your system. Now it's like, it's chilling out.
You guys have to push your agendas. That's what y'all do.
And so far none of us are winning. So nobody's winning. So. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I had a great weekend. I went shooting for the first time. Well, not the first time, second time. I went to the gun range in New Jersey by Union. It was pretty fun. I'm going to throw it up on the TikTok. Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok. Middle Initial Podcast is on TikTok. Middle_initial_pod on TikTok. Go to TikTok and see my weekend of busting my gun. You know what I mean? Respect the shooter. But it was definitely
we bust our guns.
It was definitely one of those things that's like, I can see how people get into gun ownership, or at least into, I don't know, competitive shooting, or maybe just recreational shooting every now and again. I think I might get into that more so than ownership, especially since I'm in a blue state. But if I was in a red state, definitely you gotta pack that thing. You never know, it's gonna be crazy. But I think the most interesting thing about the whole thing. So I put the address in the GPS. I'm driving out there. It's maybe 15 minutes past MetLife. So I passed MetLife Stadium on the way. But I really expected it to be like a secluded spot. Like, we're driving down and maybe further down the road, here's a gun range off the beaten path. No. There goes Best Buy, there goes Chick-fil-A, there goes the gas station. Like, it's right there, it's nestled in the middle. And I think maybe that's just a unique thing to the tri-state area where we're going to put this where you can access it. We're not going to tuck it away. You know what I mean? We're going to put this where I think that's the most interesting thing. It was right there, like big sign, parking lot. I did see a kid in there. It looked like he about 8 or 9 years old. That was interesting to see. I didn't see if he went to actually shoot, but I know he was there. I don't know. I know he has to be a certain age, but he was there. He was definitely there. He was 21 over to shoot, but he was there. So I guess no restriction to
be a white kid.
I mean, yeah. I didn't want to say that, but
No, I will, because
I think it's self-explanatory.
Oh, of course it is. It was a plus 2,000 that the kid was white.
Right. Well, I mean,
minus
yeah,
2000, minus
minus
2000.
2000, minus 2000.
Yes.
Minus 2000. It was plus 2000. He was black.
Yeah.
But,
Yes.
but yeah, man. I mean, but listen. Turns out I wasn't the only one shooting over the weekend.
Oh, that was good.
Dame time.
that was a great segue. Damn.
Dame time.
That was massive.
Dame time. I don't got my watch on, but the man that Kev loves to hate drops 71 season high this year, career high for him, of course, obviously, against the Houston Rockets. Just want to read this off real quick to you because I know Jude has a stat in regards to people going completely buck wild on Houston, but yeah, Dame was an efficient 22 of 38 from the field, 13 of 22 from three, and 14 of 14 perfect from the free throw line. It includes 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Listen, I don't know what else you can say about a night like that. He was on fire. I think after, I think I have a question for Kev, and then I know Drew's gonna make his point. I know that's a great point that Drew's about to make. But Kev, this is the third 60-plus point performance this season. We had the unprecedented Luka Doncic 60-point triple-double versus the Knicks, unfortunately. The 70-point game from Donovan Mitchell?
From Mitchell, yeah.
70. Oh, so it's tied then with Dame.
Yeah.
71 from Mitchell and 71 from Dame. So having a conversation with my man Curtis. Shout out to Curtis, who designed, of course, anything Middle of the podcast. If you guys wondering what I'm wearing, it's our Joe Klecko Hall of Fame sweatshirt, got tees and stuff like that. Shout out to Joe Klecko, who is now not only a Ring of Honor participant, but also a member of the Hall of Fame, long overdue. I was having this conversation with Curtis, and we're just talking about, the NBA being totally different from what it was. And we had a year where we had some unlikely 50-point games. I guess the 60 to 70 points from these guys, these are stars. So there's nothing like out of the ordinary. Mm-hmm. But do you think somebody would, A, break Kobe's record of 81 with the modern day record?
God knows I'm ready for that shit, but keep on.
And B, will we see a 100-point game in our lifetime?
First of all, I'll address the second question first. No. Let's go with the short answer. No. Second of all, are we sure Wilt Chamberlain was a real person? I'm asking. I'm dead.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Come on, bro.
The way they describe Wilt, and Wilt was running around in that era doing that kind of stuff, like scoring 100 points and averaging 50 rebounds. Are we sure this guy was a real person? Either way, I'm not going to hijack the podcast. I can talk about that for a half hour. I'm going to leave that alone. But no, to answer the question, no. Could I see somebody scoring 82 in a game? Yes. I mean, really, last night, you look at it, Dame had 41 in the first half, and then he had 30 in the second half. I don't remember what exactly he did in the third, but it was pretty slow for him. Like, he wasn't shooting the ball a ton in the third, if I'm not mistaken. So if he had, who knows? I think it can be done. I don't think it's super likely because, bro, 81 points is 20 points a quarter. That's really fucking hard to do. Because A, you need to have the ability to do it. B, the game context needs to work in your favor. And C, you need to be able to score that many points and not have your team blow out the other team so you can stay in the game long enough to score 80-something points. And that's what worked in Kobe's favor. That game was close despite the fact that he scored 81 points and 46 shots, which is really hard to do on all fronts. It's hard to score 81 points, and it's hard to have a game close enough where you can score 81 points and play the entire time, basically. So I'd say it's unlikely. But as far as Dame, hey, man, 71 points or 38 shots speaks for itself. There's not a whole lot to say there. The Houston Rockets should be banished to a league that's not the NBA. Send them to the G League, the CBA, wherever. China, wherever.
The Wondog Tigers.
Yeah, send them somewhere. They don't belong in the fucking NBA, but good for Dame. I'm sure in the next 72, 96 hours, Dame will be telling us how he doesn't run from the grind. Because that's what he always tells us, because that's just who he is. I don't run from the grind. I score 70 in the midst of the grind. And he'll say Chris Haynes will release it because Chris Haynes speaks on behalf of Dame, and we'll do the cycle all over again. But incredible talent. He's He's a super duper poor man, Steph Curry. Good for him. Great player.
Damn.
Super
Sheesh.
duper poor. I mean, damn, that's kind of a lot of supers and dupers. He's pretty good at point guard.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And Steph Curry is considerably better. That was the point.
Not yet. You're right. No debate there. I know Drew got an interesting tidbit when it comes to going off on Houston.
So the first thing I wanted to say is that it was kind of normally, like, for example, just quick gambling perspective, normally for like a 5-point, 3-point line and like 40 points, you'll see something like maybe for a star player, like plus 300, plus 500 here or there, and 5 3-pointers for like a good sharpshooter. Unless it's Steph Curry, then you'll see like maybe plus 300, plus 500 again for like a good sharpshooter. For Dame, the odds for 5 threes were like minus 130. And then for 40 points, it was like plus 145, which is like, you really don't see that very often. Like I only saw that with Giannis for like the 40 points, like sometimes when he was on his tear. But put that in context and think about how he met those numbers in the first half. And I'm pretty sure he had 5 threes in the first quarter. So he met those numbers pretty easily. Oh, yeah, second quarter.
In the second quarter, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't watch that game because I'm not watching the Rockets. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, is anyone, like, looking at him? Is he being guarded? Is anyone like, around him? Like,
and Jude,
what was going on?
Not to stop you, and that's the excellent point. And that's what I was saying about Dame that I don't understand. You scored 71 points against the Rockets. I mean, we're supposed to care, and I'm pretty sure sometime during whatever real primetime game you were watching, they said, breaking news, Dame has 41 in the first quarter. And it's like, in the first half, like, oh, shoot, I may keep an eye on that. He might go for 50, he might go for 60, whatever. But if Dame played in New York, if Dame played in Boston, if Dame played in Miami, he played in Toronto, any other market. But like to Kev's point, I don't run from the grind. Yo, that 71 is great and all, but it should be box office.
I mean, he was playing the Rockets too, and with the Rockets, that's a great segue.
Rockets, but it's still Portland too.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, that and another place probably gets amplified more than what it does in Portland, but also like the opponent being complete dog shit doesn't help the case.
Yeah, like look at this case of names that have scored a decent amount of points. Luka had 50. Lauri Markkanen had 49. Ja had 49. LeBron had 48. Giannis had 44. Ant had 44. Trae Young, who hasn't been great this year, had 44. SGA 42. Clay has 40 twice. Devin Booker has 41, and they put Tyler Hero on there at 41. So all these players have had 40 plus points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 players have 40 plus points against them. And we're not if you go up from 35 points, there's probably a lot more players, 35 plus points too. So all these players are coming to the Rockets and pretty much running a train on them. This is a train. And you go outside to the alleyway, they're running a train. That's what's happening right now. Every time a player comes to the Rockets, they go to the strip club. I found this on Twitter actually. They go to the strip club and then they go run a train. So they're running 2 trains in a row. That's what's happening with the Rockets. That's really what's happening. They can't play defense. Their coach is not good. It is what it is. Like they have no problem. I mean, they have a couple promising players, but they're all either hurt, and then Sengun gets benched for whatever reason. So yeah, that's what's happening. You can laugh all you want, but that's literally what's happening every single.
I don't think there's much to add on this topic after that one. I kind of feel like
nothing. There's nothing to add.
We should close on that note.
Yeah, we definitely move on. Yeah, I mean, listen. It wasn't like it was an empty stadium in Portland. He did it in front of 19,000 people. I just feel like it definitely could have been primetime home game and stuff like that. But moving on, this is an interesting topic. And I guess you got the overlay. I got the video for this next topic. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's about the pitch clock. Apparently, this happened today in was it spring training, Kev?
Yeah, yesterday in spring training. Yep.
This happened yesterday in spring training, guys. Check this out.
Could have rung them up easily. And now what? He's out. They have called strike 3. Wow!
They made that call like it was like the fucking World Series. Like, oh my god,
that's a good fucking broadcaster. They're supposed to make you care. That's a good fucking broadcaster. Because if I was to close my eyes and be dropped on Earth tomorrow and close my eyes and listen to that clip, I'd have swore it was something bigger than some fucking meaningless exhibition game. Good at his job.
But what was that? What was that about? It was like, give me context, Kev.
All right, so Major League Baseball implemented a pitch clock. I am, to be fair here, I'm not 100% in tune of what's going on with the batter side of things. All I know is the pitcher has 20 seconds to pitch. So I'm guessing that there's, like, when the batter steps out, I'm guessing there's some clock stuff going on there, and I'm guessing that's what happened in that clip. I'm just going to speak on the 20 seconds that the pitcher needs to pitch, because that's the part that I know and I'm familiar with. But, yeah, that one, I don't know what exactly the batter did. Oh, the batter must have taken too much. Oh, you know what it was? The batter took too much time to step in. Again, what the time is, I'm not sure. And then once you do that, they give you an automatic strike. He had 2 strikes on him, so he was then out. That's what happened there. So, ultimately, all the bitching and moaning is kind of like, guys, it looks crazy right now, yes, but it's a trial run. Now, Major League Baseball is stupid enough to try and implement all this shit at once, which is going to lead to some fuckery. Like, let's call it what it is. In April is going to be some fuckery. I don't know if it's going to be game-ending kind of fuckery, but it's going to be some bullshit, right? So, ultimately, I think by, like, June, we'll forget that this is even a thing, and we'll just keep watching, and that'll be that. I think early will be a little bit rough. And spring training, you're going to see a lot of nonsense as far as you get an auto strike or you get an auto out, blah, blah. You're going to see a lot of fucking nonsense as far as that goes. But they want a quicker game. Ultimately, this is going to make it quicker. Whether we like it or don't like it, it's going to make it quicker. I don't have a strong opinion on the topic one way or the other. The only thing I know, or I think at least, is that we won't be talking about this much by June. Either way, that's a really funny ending to a baseball game, even if it's a meaningless one.
Right. What are your thoughts, Jude?
I guess I have a question for Kev, since he's more of an expert. With this, do you think this will hurt pitchers or batters more when it comes to the pitch clock?
It's really hard to say. I'm the relievers who take a little bit to get going and they put max strength or max effort behind their pitches. Maybe it affects them negatively. As far as batters, them elaborate, in the batter's box routines and all that. I don't know how they actually affect people good or bad, so I can't really tell you. But if I had to guess, I would think that there would be more pitchers affected by this than hitters, and most likely relief pitchers. I think starting pitchers are a little bit, way quicker in most cases than relievers are. So I think it would affect the relief pitchers the most.
Okay, thank you. As for my thoughts, I mean, anything that makes baseball quicker, I'm all good with. I know sometimes people love glorifying the 18-inning games that take forever to end, but sometimes you just want to go home. So baseball, anything that makes baseball go quicker, I'm fine with it. After a while, they stopped selling drinks at the stadium. I wouldn't know, but yeah. After a while, they stopped selling drinks, and if you're there forever, it's like, come on, just end the game.
I think it's arbitrary. It's one of those things where it's a case-by-case basis. All right, so from the pitcher perspective, right, Kev, who was like one of the slowest methodical pitchers?
You're talking about today or generally?
I mean, in general, like just name it. Like, I know
the first person that comes to mind is Steve fucking Jackson. Bro, was slow. Yeah, Steve Jackson was the god of slow,
methodical. Guy. I mean, maybe a guy like Maddox was somebody who was also, really, who took his time.
No, Maddox was quick. Maddox was really quick. Yeah,
I feel like he took his time, but I don't know any pitcher who wants to pitch right away unless it's like they're trying to fast pitch you. Now, I think that will eliminate the fast pitch option, because it's like, hey, you got to get ready right away. You can't really fast pitch somebody, you know what I mean? Unless you're like getting it and firing as you get it. I think it might increase more balks if they're trying to move quicker than normally. On the batters,
cracking down on balks supposedly. So.
Yeah, on the batter side, I mean, listen, baseball is superstitious, right? Nomar Garciaparra between every at bat adjusted his gloves.
I hated that.
Every at bat,
I hated that bullshit, dog. I hated that shit so much.
Every time, unbuckle them.
I hate that shit so much. I wish somebody would took his gloves and fucking slapped him with them. But
no, Jude, this is not saying this is every. When I say every at bat, it's about strike one,
Ball one,
ball one,
ball
foul
two,
ball.
bro. It was the same
Like,
shit
it was
every
just
fucking at bat, bro.
every at bat. So imagine every pitch you thrown, you have to wait for Nomar to do this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm shocked that they didn't
You know,
intentionally hit him. Like, just hey, get on base. Like,
it's routine. Jim Tomei did he didn't point, but he had to get in the box and
yeah.
hold his bat out a little bit in front of him.
Yeah.
I remember what's his name? Carl Everett would dig deep. He always would dig either really deep in the back of the box, you know what I mean, which wasn't illegal, but it was illegal when he started to like kind of blur the lines. I think it takes away from that aspect of the game. I think in big moments, holding the runner, you know what I mean? Stolen bases, I don't know if stolen bases are going to go up or go down.
Well,
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a lot of nuance.
Yeah.
I think it's going to change a lot of aspects of the game. I don't think it makes things faster. I think it makes it more arbitrary. I think it makes it more tedious. You might have some crazy fucked up innings because pitchers can't get in the rhythm because they can't really slow the game down because you got 20 seconds to get ready. Or you got some batters who just keep getting struck out because they can't really get set and get adjusted. Because what the thing about killing a pitcher is killing his timing. So stepping out of the box gives you an opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? Do all the extra stuff, whatever. As a pitcher, you want to get a hit out of his timing. You know what I mean? So like I said, the fast pitch is something that you may want to utilize, but sometimes you want to really draw them out to where they're like, you know, likes to call time a lot? Pete Alonso. Time. I mean, pretty much a lot of batters, but if you're standing in the box for too long, you're going to call time. So we'll see. I don't know if it makes a big difference, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
They made the bases bigger in baseball too, right? Like I remember seeing a comparison of the bases, like the bigger bases like twice or three times as big, right?
They did say they were trying to make the at least first base bigger because
all the bases are bigger, all of them.
All the bases?
Yeah.
So I know, I think first base should be the only base that should be changed is first base because the people getting spiked and it kind of being
it's
tight,
dangerous.
It's dangerous. But you know, listen, anything to make it faster, right? And to make the game more bearable, like Jude said. And you know, time is of the essence for a lot of people. You know?
And also a little bit of clarity. The batter has until 8 seconds on the clock to get ready. So the problem with that dude was he was doing whatever his routine was at 8 seconds. They're like, well, nope, strike three, you're out of here. So there's that. And also, like you did bring up like the late clutch moments. Like I think that is what and also like you have like the Sotos who do like the shuffle and all that. Like that stuff is nice. I like that stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
But like the late game, like the closure comes in and he's you know taking his deep breaths and he's just walking around the mound and all that. Like in them high pressure, tense moments. Like I think you're losing a little bit with that. So I would suggest. Granted, I don't think Major League Baseball is going to do this. I think personally, past the 8th inning, everybody should get 30 seconds. That's how I view it. Major League Baseball probably just going to keep it the same way. And I don't blame them. I'm not saying they shouldn't. You might as well. You're going all the way with it. Cool. I think like Edwin Diaz and all them, like I watched a lot of Edwin Diaz last year. So it's like Edwin Diaz coming in there and taking his time and walking around the mound when it's 3-2 and there's 2 guys on base. And then he throws a hellacious slider and somebody misses it by 3 feet. Like the build up to that is, I feel like something that's going to be missed. But they think it's going to go faster. I think it will. I think by faster, I think it might shave like 15 minutes off of games on average. And I don't know about you. I don't really care about 15 minutes. Like it's cool. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not. 15 minutes is just not going to move me in that way. But
right. Yo, listen, man. There's a lot of 15 minutes is a lot of time, and I'm pretty sure I know somebody who might need 15 minutes personally, and that's my man Jim Kelly.
Yo, these segues, man. Yo, segues. Hey, man. Good work.
I mean, we're speaking of time, right? You know what I mean? Speaking of time. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention. I know Kev had. I don't know if you about you, Jude, but Melissa Ann Hyatt, aka Missy Hyatt, who was a retired professional wrestling valet. For those who don't know wrestling valet, I mean, for most people who do know, the wrestling valet from back in the day is not the same thing as your manager, but it'll be the pretty chick that follows the wrestler down, you know, to the ring or whatever. Commentator, model, and also occasional professional wrestler. I guess she came up with a tell-all book called Miss. What was it? This is an excerpt.
Oh, excerpt. Yeah.
But this is from 2001. Is this something else that came out, or?
I'm guessing the whatever happened in 01?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Unless the new book, they don't have it registered.
I don't know why I would say 01. Didn't really pay too much attention outside of the salacious details.
Right. But I wanted to put the overlay up, but it wasn't coming up clearly. But for those who didn't hear, there was a time where this Missy Hyatt, we should have had a picture up, but was I guess a bit promiscuous with some wrestlers and athletes. And of course, when we speak of athletes, speaking of Jim Kelly. And I'm going to read this to you guys. This is pretty salacious. Throughout the time that I was with Jason, I don't know what Jason speaking of. Jim Kelly would call me every so often. He knew nothing was going to happen. We used to flirt over the phone, and he would leave messages just to make Jason jealous, like, "Hey, Missy, it's Jim. You left your panties under the seat of my car. Do you want me to FedEx them or what?" That is straight up dirty Mac. Straight up dirty Mac right there. That's the dirtiest of Mac to say, "Hey, you left your panties." Like, wow. He did it like a half a dozen times. Even Jason had to laugh at some of them. But after Jason and I broke up, I began calling Jim more often. The fact that we were flirting over the phone for 2 years, I mean, there was no way we weren't going to get together. It was just a matter of our schedules. Well, it was like God worked out the timing us. Well, it was like God worked out the timing us. Who edited this book? Reached the timing for us. The Super Bowl was set for Atlanta '94, and the Bills were in the playoffs. So all Jim had to do was keep winning to wind up in Atlanta for an entire week. I don't know what the Bills' record in '94 was, or how the playoff format went, if they had a bye week or something like that. But I know the Bills were pretty good in '94. It was like a carnival game, and I was the grand prize, or booby prize, or whatever. All right, yeah, I guess he wanted that championship ring too. Every week he'd call me right after this playoff game, and he'd be like, 2 down, 1 to go. Well, he wound up making the Super Bowl. The Bills fan can send me thank you notes if you want. I mean, they didn't win, but okay, Missy. It was like the 4th straight year the Bills made it, except the thing was they lost the first 3 times. So by the time he arrived in Atlanta, he was under unbelievable pressure. We arranged to have dinner 3 nights before the game, but I could tell as soon as he showed up that he wasn't himself. It was like the lights were on inside his head, but no one was home. He tried to smile and say flirty things, but every 10 minutes his mind would wander and he would be somewhere else. I felt bad for him. Halfway through dinner, a reporter from a Pittsburgh newspaper walked into the restaurant and he noticed us together. He started scribbling notes because Pittsburgh was Jim's hometown, so social life was big news. The story ran in the gossip column the next morning. After dinner, I drove us back to his hotel, and then we ran upstairs to his room, sat on the bed, and started kissing. Now, this is, I think this next part I could post up here so we can see it. I believe it's right here. Then maybe a minute later, I feel him kind of shudder against me. Then he whispers, "Oh, excuse me." I look down and he came in his pants. I mean, all we did was kiss. Never even got to second base. I thought it was sweet, but he was so annoyed at himself. After 2 years of anticipation, the big moment finally arrives, and then it's over in less than a minute. He limps out. I mean, no wonder he never won a Super Bowl. He's probably going to kill me for telling me that story. Yo, Women love pillow talk. They love pillow talk, and they love talking about the experiences in these tell-all books. And I'm pretty sure, Jim Kelly's been through a lot. I think he beat cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you believe some of the stuff that I read in the comment section, apparently he beat his wife too. But that's neither here nor fucking there.
Oh, damn.
He brought up beat allegedly. Just
right.
But yeah, keep going.
Yeah. I don't know where to go with this, but I guess I'm not going to ask you guys if you ever was, going to 60 seconds or less, but because I don't think our fans need to know us that well. But how would you what as a man, right? How do you like when people like when these women write these tell-all books and everything, and they talk about these sexual experiences? Like, remember Superhead, Corinne Stephens wrote the book and everything. Like, there's one point in time she was talking about Jay-Z, and she was like, I remember him being very ugly, and I'm like, God damn, like, like I don't want nobody to put me on the Summer Jam screen in no type of way. Like, no type of way. Like,
that's bad unnecessary, bro. You could have kept that, bro. You really
yo,
could have kept that. Like, that didn't provide any value to anybody. It's not salacious. It's not new information. None of that. Like, what value was provided by telling us that Jay-Z's ugly? We've been looking at his face for a long time. We either knew or we didn't, bro.
Son, she just blatantly said, I remember him being very ugly. I'm like, God damn, like, shit, like,
unless she was talking about his personality, and even that is like, bro, Jay-Z shot his brother. I know his personality is trash, honestly.
Corinne Stephens was going through the Rolodex about all the stuff. I think the worst stuff was she was talking about not ODB. Shoot, I forgot the dude. Who was a boy for a long time. But I remember her saying that she was married to Darius McCray, the dude from Family Matters, Eddie Winslow. And she was talking about how he likes, how he takes it and stuff, and how she was cheating on him with Lil Wayne and everything. And every time Wayne calls, to this day, I don't care who I'm with, I'd leave. And I don't know if you ever heard. Listen, if you want to hear the story about Corinne Stephens, or maybe it's satire, Lil Wayne featuring Kendrick Lamar, Mona Lisa. Listen to that song, and you'll get the gist of who he's talking about. And he kind of confirmed like who Mona Lisa was. Yeah. I don't know where you go with that, Judy. You had a face. What do you think about a woman like when one of your women write their tell-all? What would they say about you?
They would say I'm a very boring person. That's what they would say.
Yeah, Jude invited me over to play chess and he baked cookies.
That's
That's probably what they would say, to be honest.
Jude was too busy worrying about what a checkmate was instead of trying to check his lady. Anyways, keep going.
Yes, that's what they would say. They wouldn't have anything exciting to say about me. I'm not exactly the most open person. I don't have any sexual deficiencies, so there's none of that. So I think.
Wait. So you are saying you're not a minute man?
I'm not a minute man.
You made sure he added that in.
My man said he doesn't have a low floor, but he doesn't have a high ceiling.
Yes. I'm just there.
He made sure
he's not a volatile sex partner. Is what he's saying.
Right.
Pretty much.
I may be boring, but I'm not a minute man.
I'm not a minute man.
I'm a lot. Judah's like, I may be a lot of things. I got time. Right?
Oh my goodness.
I got some time. Oh man. Yo, Kev. I mean, you're the producer of the show. Yes. You bring the topics to the forefront. What did you wish to accomplish with this?
Listen, I just want to get jokes off. Number one, the worst part about this, and like I'm thinking about this from like let's say somebody put me on blast for something similar. Right. Yo, I can't even say still beat though.
You can't because
I didn't.
He did American Pie.
So like it wasn't even like I was a minute man, bro. Like I didn't even get to start the movie. I didn't even get past the credits. Like quite literally didn't even get past the credits.
You were still in the batter box. You were still in the batter box.
You
didn't get to first base.
Yes, Drew. Yes.
He was still in the batter box.
This was taking too long. I was too short. And then they ejected me from the game. But bro, like Jim Kelly must have woke up and been like, and seen like 15 texts on his phone, just like, oh, what happened? Did you see what what was her name? Mindy? I don't know what the fuck her name is. Did you see what Mindy wrote about you? Like, excuse me? Like, why would she spread such lies about me like this? Bro, and you can't even say still beat none. I just wanted to laugh at Jim Kelly personally. But let's not forget. They played the Cowboys in that Super Bowl, correct?
94, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. They were in that game for just about as much time as Jim Kelly was in her pussy. So,
wow,
there you go.
Yo.
I put this in the show just to get that line off. By the way, just so I can get the. I don't really care about the rest. We can move on now. I just want to get that
Oh
out.
man.
He was inside her about as much time as the Bills spent in that football game because they got their asses slapped.
I think she had the wrong team. I think she might have meant the 93-94 season because the 94 Bills were 7-9. So it had to be the 93-94
season. The Super Bowl took place in 94 is probably what she got.
Right. Super Bowl took place in 94, January 30th against the Cowboys, and they got we already know they got smashed.
They got destroyed. Like she was trying to get destroyed.
She definitely was. And
she was trying to get destroyed, but the Bills got destroyed instead. And now Jim's rep got destroyed because now we know he's a 25-second man.
Oh no, he's not. He's not nothing. You didn't like. That's the worst thing. And like,
my man got ejected before tip off.
Right.
Literally.
Right. He was on the bench like Tim Duncan, and then got ejected. Kind of hard.
That's tough, man. I can't imagine just waking up and be like, "Hey, man, yo, one of your former side people, I don't know if he's married.
If he's married,
one of your former lovers came out and said, "Yo, you ain't even get to first, bro. Like your hamstring broke down halfway between home plate and first, and you just mind your own business, and this just releases. Well, no pun intended. This just comes out. Like, no pun intended. No, I'm just stop. I'm just stop.
What's that?
I'm just double and triple entendres.
Just stop, bro.
Stop. Listen, bottom line, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look.
It was not his best 17 seconds.
No. And speaking of bad looks, what in the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
What in the hell is going on here?
Bruh.
Dom Capers. I mean, okay. I'm not sure if Dom is if he's bald, because there's been some. He's 72 years old, right? I was looking at pictures and then seeing like, images, and it looked like he wears hats a lot, right? He wears hats a lot, and then like I'm just looking for different photos, and then just I couldn't find anything substantiated to say he was bald or balding. But if this is his new look, God bless the Carolina Panthers. God bless him.
He needs to scrap that shit. What is this?
What?
Is
What?
that like a hair pluck or like it can't be?
It's not a pluck.
I don't know, man. Maybe he went to Carlos Boozer, bro, and just asked like, "What did you do with yours?" Like, I want that. Like, I want that. What did you do with yours?
I mean, the crazy thing is, so many guys are just not willing to just let their hair go, let their hairlines go, and all that stuff. If you're bald, then you're bald. Just shave it off. Just shave it off and be done with it. And so, like, you see guys like, for example, LeBron James. He's fighting on and on battles with hair plucks for God knows how young. Sneaky baldy guy, Trae Young. We see that bald patch in your hair. You have that lollipop-looking messed up hair, and you see that bald patch. Let it go. Chris Middleton, let it go. All of you guys, just let it go. It's okay.
Like, I just like what was going through his mind when, like, he thought he left the house and he thought he had that shit on, like he thought like this was it, like yo, I got this shit on right now. Is that how he
Probably.
Bro, it almost makes him look biracial. Like, it almost makes him like it, like, because it's not straight, it's not curly, but it is like the way he has it like on his head. I'm like,
bro,
you like
you know what he did you see Jalen Rose's quote from like 2 weeks ago?
No.
Where he said, "You need to at least be giving if you're getting a haircut, you need to be paying at least $100 for a haircut." It looks like Dom Capers about to tell us that in that clip. That's what it looks like. It looks like he was about to tell us, like, yo, you need $100 for a haircut.
I'll pay for this haircut,
bro.
$100.
He about to tell us like, yo, $100 you could get like me. What the fuck is this shit, bro? What is that, bro?
Pardon the
yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that's still like fucking like, what the hell, bro? Trying to be professional here. Like, making jokes about a man's fucked up hair. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, It sounds like they're honking at Dom Capers' tunis, whatever the fuck that is on his hair. I mean, I don't.
Trying to get it. They're trying to get it to move off his head.
Like I don't know if that's a toupee. I don't know what that shit is. All I know is he gotta drop that shit, bro.
The man,
Like,
the man found a wild animal.
What is he doing,
He
bro?
found a wild animal on the side of the road and said, "Okay, this is a good."
That's what it looked like. Like his hairpiece legitimately looks like repurposed roadkill. Like that's what his hairpiece is like. Repurposed roadkill. Look at it.
Yo, it doesn't have a part. Like it's just there. Like there's no part. There's no flair. It's just.
And that shit was not. If you watch the presser, that shit was not moving. It wasn't moving. What is this, bro? Like what is this? It wasn't moving. Like that shit looked like he had like that shit like a normal Caesar for any black man basically.
I'm
like
telling you,
that shit, bro. It wasn't moving. What the fuck are we doing here?
It makes
who was advising Dom Capers? Like Dom Capers really leaving the crib every morning. Like yo, I got that shit on, Bucko. I got it on, brother. They can't touch me. Is that how he leaves the crib every day?
I'm wondering, does he like take it off when he goes to bed or something? Like, is that thing removable? Like...
No, he put on a silk. He put on a silk cap. Don't disrespect that man. That shit go under something. Silk cap go on that bitch.
Did no one in his life? Did no one in his life ever? No, I mean, did no one in his life, like his family, his friends, the players, the media, did anyone say, "Hey, this might not be the best style for you"?
Look, man. All I know is Dom Capers look like he about to star in the Wayans Brothers episode "Goop Head Is." That's what it looks like he's about to start. Like Case will know what I'm talking about. Like that Goop Head. It's like that's what it's like. What the fuck is he doing, man? But either he puts on the wave cap, or he takes that shit off and hangs it on a coat rack. There's no in between. Like one of those two things.
There's no in between. I mean, listen, man. This is just one of those things that it's like we have a lot of guys like Jude mentioned LeBron with the hair. We know Boozer who did it. Jason Whitlock got a fake hairpiece.
First time.
Yeah. Nick Wright, who I already mentioned before, the most egregious. Like that's just the worst thing. Like outside of bad takes, the shit that he says, like he went from balding to having like this long flowing hair. Like have some pride, man. Have some pride, man. Be more like us. Be more like us. The baldest podcast on Twitter. Be more like us. You know what I mean? We take care of.
I like how it's the balding podcast, and Kev has his hat on.
Yo, listen, that's what it is. That's what it is. The most balding. But listen, this next clip is funny, man. I've heard of a runaway car. I've never heard of a runaway cart. Watch this. What did she do
the fuck?
to deserve this?
Wow.
What preceded that was apparently she was behind him in line, and she hit him, or she rolled the cart into him a couple of times, and then he just decided, okay, now I'm just going to throw an entire cart at you. It feels like an imbalanced sense of punishment. Like it feels like that punishment didn't fit that crime. That to me, I could be tripping, and I ain't here to tell nobody how to respond to disrespect, but that feels a little excessive. I can't speak for nobody else. And also, not for nothing, how do you not sense that somebody's about to throw an entire cart at you? Like I know people take words and make them mean what they want to mean. I am not victim blaming. Let me make myself clear. I'm not victim blaming. All I'm saying is, how is it that you can stand there and not have any kind of senses that, yo, somebody's about to hit me with an entire shopping cart? How? Maybe you don't expect it. I guess maybe that's part of it, because you clearly you don't expect to be having a fucking whole shopping cart thrown at you. But like you don't got any sense, like you ain't feel him, like he was in front of you. You didn't feel him go and then get the cart, and then you ain't see him, like no peripheral vision, nothing. That's kind of crazy to me. And his reaction is outrageous. Like, bro, you didn't feel no pain, nothing. And then you just say, you know what? I'm going to knock her out. Like, that's outrageous.
Right.
I have never in my life, and I I've never seen this in a video game. I've never read about this. I have never seen this in real life. And never, that's the first time in my life I've seen someone attack someone with a shopping cart. Ever. In any media, anything. This is literally the first time I've ever seen or envisioned someone because it's just like, you would, like, if someone's angry at a store, like most times when people are angry at a store, they just start pulling out guns out of nowhere and just start shooting or stabbing. I've never seen it when someone's so angry in any media that they pull out a fucking shopping cart and hit you with it.
But why are you getting so mad at Costco that you got to pull out a gun in the first place? That's a good point, though.
I mean, they sell guns in Costco, depending on which state.
There are some ratchet Walmarts out there. You act like you've never seen some of these ratchet Walmarts. They
it's very true.
Shopping carts are heavy. Am I mistaken? Like, before we just gloss over this, let's look at this one more time. He's jacked. That's a wide body shopping cart. That's not like a regular shopping cart, right?
Nah,
and regular shopping carts are heavy.
They're like 70 pounds. I just looked this up. 70 pounds. He's just casually lifting it up.
He just casually lifted it over. It didn't even a Home Depot and just chucks it at it. And kept. I think what she was saying, he better not. He better not. Or maybe she didn't think it was possible because. And it's bright. She had to see. It's bright orange. It's bright fucking orange. She was on the phone, just like, this motherfucker here. You know what I mean?
Girl, I know he ain't about to do nothing. He might do shit with that. Why do you think he has it over his head? Well, like, he's over his head. It's not like he's pushing it and then he just knocks you over with it. No, he has it over his head. I'm pretty sure he's not trying to carry it outside. I'm pretty sure. So that's a wait, listen. Okay. This happened in Brazil. So I had to Google it just to get the backstory. They said knockout. Listen, their title is worse than ours. Knockout at the checkout. Man throws shopping trolley at female customer, smashing her unconscious while he argued while queuing at a Brazil store. This happened February 16th at the Atacadão Dia Dia supermarket. I don't speak Portuguese. He's 36. She was 40. She's 45. They were arguing, according to local news, and that's when he hulked out and threw the shopping cart. Unaware. She was unaware. Let me see how severely bad it was. Minor bodily injury, and he was released. He was released. Okay, Brazil. I guess domestic. Well, you wouldn't call it domestic violence, but it's violence, isn't it? It's violence against a woman.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame her for it because nowhere in like my realm of imagination, no matter what's happening, would you think, oh yeah, this guy's gonna pull out a fucking shopping cart? Like maybe you would be prepared for him to pull out a gun, or like I would have been less surprised if he pulled out a gun or like a knife or even mace,
especially in Brazil.
A fucking shopping cart.
Shopping wasn't a choice.
A fucking shopping cart,
like Grand Theft Auto, like gun.
Like, you can't even do that in Grand Theft Auto. Like, you can do a whole bunch of shit in Grand Theft Auto. You can steal someone's car. You can punch people out on the streets. You can run them over.
You can't throw a shopping cart.
You can't throw a fucking shopping cart. I legit, like, that blows my mind because it's legit the first time in my life I've ever seen in any media. I play a lot of video games, zombie games, all this shit. Never in my life have I seen someone throw a fucking shopping cart. Ever. Anyway, I haven't even read about it. Like, you don't even read about people throwing shopping carts at people.
We got to find the video game that allows you to throw shopping carts. Maybe it allows you to push one. I think Ninja Turtles, the Turtles in Time game, I think you can push one.
I'm not going to lie. Not too sure. I could lose a lot of time just running over people with shopping carts. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. I lose a lot of time doing that shit.
Yeah, because I didn't watch the clip before you sent it. I just saw that, like, I noticed the woman gets hit with a shopping cart. I thought it was, a runaway cart. That's why I titled it "Runaway Cart." But hey,
so that's the first time we see the clip,
right? That's the first time. I want my reaction to be genuine. I want to. I love that. I don't want to. Yeah, I want a genuine reaction. I don't want to.
I can just say whatever the fuck in here. Okay.
I mean, well,
within reason. Obviously.
Let's hope we don't get flagged on YouTube for violence.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna send
Speaking of YouTube, guys, we are making some changes. The podcast will now drop on Mondays. I'm going to try something different. So if you want the audio from this episode, it'll drop the following Monday. But we welcome everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Middle of the Podcast, MI Pod TV. And tune in on Wednesdays, man. It's easier for me. We could drop clips, at random. Shout out to StreamYard, who, makes it really easy to queue up stuff and make clips and everything like that. And we're in a visual world. So don't be alarmed. Audio is here. Audio will be following up on the Mondays. And of course, when we open up the Patreon or the Discord subscription, whichever comes first, people who are subscribed to either our Discord or Patreon will get the audio given to them priority. So just be on the lookout for that. That's why we haven't we didn't post episode 115 on Spotify or Apple Music. Not that we're shutting anybody. Just trying out something different to see if you guys are going to go rock with us on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, Middle of the Show Podcast, or look up MI Pod TV. YouTube is very funny in how you find things. I know our channel is MI Pod TV for sure, but just put up Middle of the Show Podcast just in case. This next topic is funny. Jude, do you have Hinge?
Yes, I do.
So you do have Hinge. So
yes.
What's the wildest thing you've seen on Hinge? your personal, not someone else, in your personal Hinge. Like anything, any red flags you ever seen on Hinge? Like
no red flag. My conversations aren't exactly the most exciting thing. Oh goodness. One time someone mentioned something they'd like to do with chocolate. It was relatively explicit. I'll let you fill in the details.
Oh no. You gotta spell it out.
Listen, we won't get flagged or demonetized. We're not there yet, but keep it as PG-17 as possible.
They like food play with chocolate in their genitals. They like food play. They enjoy food play.
One day I'll grow up. That day is not today. But keep going.
We are never going to grow up.
That is probably the craziest thing I've seen. For the most part, most of my conversations are pretty standard. They sound like interviews. They're not exactly exciting. I'm just trying to.
I'm not going to hijack the podcast with my opinion on that, but keep going.
I just wanted to know because. Being a father in a committed relationship, right? I'm not on these sites, Hinged or whatever case may be. So you're a resident. You and Kevin are resident singles. Whoa! My girl watches the show. Chill out.
I'm not trying to get in front of him. I'm joking.
Don't break up no holes.
I'm joking. I don't want to get the news like yo, case was dealt with. Like I don't want to get the news. I'm joking. He was dealt with.
Yeah, this one particular person has a problem with dads or something like that. So
single dads in particular.
Single dads. So I guess if I'm ever single, I don't want to be on her radar. Would you rather be a single dad and be known as a loser nobody wants? Be someone I never want to meet because you're a bitch, aka single dad, or be someone I respect, a man who knew how to wait for a lady. I don't understand the last part.
I don't understand how the third one relates, but. Okay.
Yeah, wait for a lady. So the other one, a light goal of mine: stop being annoyed by single dads who don't know when to shut the fuck up. I don't want you to go away, and the rest of you stop playing church. Is you aren't practicing abstinence. And she said I said what I said, so I don't understand if she knows what she said.
Don't be a heretic.
Don't be a heretic.
Oh, you don't hear that word often on heretic.
At all.
Yeah.
At all, buddy.
I'm pretty sure she might have a red hat with white letters. I'm not sure. The way to win me over is do not be a single dad. That'll be a good start. Next, don't hide the fact you have a newborn, an adult kid, or a 5-year-old. I will wreck your world if you try to hide your.
I find it funny that she covered all of her bases. She's like newborn, young child, adults. Like she was. You could have just said kids. That would have covered everything.
She's clearly unhinged. Like can't be.
Yeah, I will say. I think when you're unhinged, like single mom, single dad, whatever, you should say, yeah, I have kids, just so people know, hey, yeah, I have kids and all of that stuff. What you shouldn't do is do whatever the fuck she did. And I'm 99.99999% certain she's likely not this supermodel. I would put it like that. She's probably not a supermodel doing all this shit. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm not a supermodel either. She's probably not a supermodel doing this. So
Wait, time out.
I don't get it.
Time out. Are you trying to say that she's facially challenged?
She might be homely. She might be a homely young lady.
Homely. The descriptives, the adjectives, homely.
Called her fucking homely.
Wow.
But it's like, don't stay. I mean, when you have energy like that, I mean, if she just said, hey, I don't want someone with kids, that's wholly different. That's professing your undying hatred for single dads to the point you're calling one a bitch. And then all this stuff is like, someone did something to you. It's obvious.
I can't believe you called her homely. I'm still stuck on that, bro. That's incredible. That's an incredible insult. Like, I appreciate that so much. Good work. It's clear that this woman is hurt. That man must have done a number on her to have her act like this. Like, I mean, he must have been like on some like, yeah, I proposed. And then she found out, like, yeah, he got a 20-year-old that he hiding, and he fucking around with the baby mama or something. And then here we are. And there was a video clip that there's an audio that she also had on Hinge that was repetitive, so I didn't include it. Oh, okay. But it was the same. It was the same shit. It was just, yeah, not be a single dad. Fuck single dad. I'm just like, damn, you must have you must be really hurt. Like, I'm talking about like Mario Winans and the I don't want to know video kind of hurt. Like, real. But
notice, she didn't say deadbeat dad. She said single dad. She didn't say deadbeat dad. She didn't say someone who doesn't take care of their kids. She's just single, just a single father. So it's you have no shot. You have no shot if you have a kid. No shot. You don't deserve love or happiness. The first thing with the whole, like respecting your lady and stuff like that, and then the religious aspect of being a heretic. Hey, you have one less person to worry about. I don't plan on being single and being in these streets. You know what I mean? And according to Jude, you're probably homely anyway. So good luck. But it's funny. Social media is an interesting place because everyone has their opinions on what their hard stop is. But I think what people are failing to realize that before you walked into the picture, especially as we get older, people had a life. So like if I was 20 and I didn't want to date a woman with kids, I understand, right? I'm 20 years old. I don't want to date a woman with kids, right? I'm from my mid-20s. But if I'm like my age now, the odds of me meeting a woman who is without a child are very slim. Like it's very slim. Like it's not a lot of women who are my age who either never been married or don't have kids. And then when they don't, you try to figure out, well, why didn't it happen? Like, why don't you have kids, or why never got married, or whatever case may be. That's and then that's a whole other rabbit hole you go into, right? It gotta be a point in time when you grow up, you realize, hey, I'm 35 years old. The next chick, I may not be able to settle down with somebody who ideally is, don't have any kids. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the thing. People make hard stops and hard lives for everything, and it's almost to the point where they feel like they sound like they're disgusted the fact that you had a life and that you possibly procreated because you are sexually active. I don't get the anger behind it.
That's the thing. She dedicated her entire fucking Hinge profile to this. Like, bro, just go address the person who hurt you. Go talk to your therapist. And like leave it out of your dating profile, or just don't date. How about that? Because it doesn't sound like you healthy enough to be dating either.
Right? Because she could have
don't sound like you're in a good headspace at all.
I prefer no kids. I think she's trying to make
it. Like you're just okay. Well, I'm not gonna go through this red light, and if I do go through this red light, like I get what I get. Like
right. She kind of made it seem like that's all she attracts. That's all she attracts, which leads me to believe she's. Yeah, which leads me to believe she's probably in her 40s. She's probably in her mid-40s. Probably looking for something.
But apparently facially challenged, according to June.
According to June.
Hey, I mean, that energy is just not good. I'm sorry. So I said what I said there. Her energy is clearly not that great.
So you're saying that only facially challenged women have bad energy? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying. I shouldn't say that at all. I apologize. Come on. I apologize.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Jude, you're our resident. you're our resident pro because you're on Hinged, and I'm not on Hinged clearly, and I don't think Kev is. So you're the guy we come to. But if we can't come to you for dating advice, you might as well come to you.
How?
With
Those segues are these segues are like god level. Wow, I was not expecting that.
Pro picture of main man Tipper Jacks. What tips do you have for the gambling degenerates this week, Jude?
I guess one thing I like to do sometimes for some games is if you look at the lines on, for example, 3-point lines, they're easy to do. You can win quickly or you can sweat them out quickly, but they're not like hard. The one thing I like to do is look for the ones that are like 1.5 and put 2 or 3 together randomly. It doesn't really matter. I do some research on StatMe. You'll see, are they volume shooters or are they just like 2 for 4? Because if they're 2 for 4, you probably don't want to bet them. If they're like 2 for 7, it's like, okay, maybe we could stay up. I'm going to attempt it at least. So I did that for the Celtics-Sixers game. I got a decent amount of money from that. So I was like, okay, this is good. So that's
how much money? What was the bet, Jude? Tell us.
Oh my goodness! I only put in $10. Put in $10 to win 300, so that was good. That's what I got.
Whoa! Excuse me. You put in $10. That's not a triple your money. You know what I mean? That's a good ROI.
Times,
you know what I mean?
yes.
It's like
30x,
you can get
30x.
Right.
But it doesn't. It obviously doesn't. Yeah. It obviously doesn't happen often, says with the odds and everything, but it's just something to look at, just generally. And then the star player parlay, I didn't do that, but if I did, I would have done it for the Nuggets game where it went to overtime and everything, and Jokic, I would have maxed him out. So Jokic had 35 and Kawhi had 33. I would have probably done 30 and then 25 as well, so that would have been a decent payout for that too, 25 and 30. And then 35 was close, but I think Kawhi just kind of bricked it out at the end. The Clippers scored 4 points in overtime. So, yeah. So that's about it, really. That's my pro tip. Another thing, like I said in the previous episode, just make sure you don't catch the tail end of someone going on a hot start. Like some star players, sure, like Damian Lillard, he's probably going to still continue to shoot threes. He's probably still going to continue to score. But I'm trying to think of like who's a player that scored a lot of points recently that doesn't score like that often. I'm trying to think.
Cam Thomas, who had like 3 40-point games for the Nets.
And then
that was one of them. And then, like, he's completely like that's done. I know Giannis was definitely on a streak. What was it like?
Giannis is a good player though, so it's like it's natural to keep betting him because he's gonna at least score 30 points.
I don't know if anybody else.
Drew Holiday scored.
Yeah, Drew Holiday did have a couple of. Yeah, he did have a couple of good games he put together.
The clock's right now on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a bad beat. So I made a couple of bets. I did a little $10 same game parlay, 5 legs. It was Paul George scored 20. Kawhi, same game actually, the Clippers Nuggets. Paul George scored 20. Kawhi had 25. Jamal Murray for 15. Jokic for 12, right? Russell Westbrook 8 assists. So yeah, thank you, Russell, for nothing. Yeah,
Westbrook, he was
betting on Russell Westbrook in this economy.
Because he's the starting point guard, and I know at least he's going to try. I'm thinking, listen, he's going to try to impress this Clipper team and maybe bring it back. I think he finished with 7 assists or 6 assists, something like that. I think it was 6. And then also I combined that with I put money on Raptors Cleveland. But I forgot I should have made a separate bet. Mitchell to score 25, another 5 leg. Mitchell scored 25, Jarrett Allen scored 10, Garland to make 2 threes, Garland have 6 assists, and Mobley had 15. They got it. It's all green. But I combined that with my other parlays. Giddey to score 20, Sabonis to score 20. Giddey finished with 18, Sabonis finished with 14. So, yeah, I missed 1 leg by 1, and I missed the other one by the 12 leg by 3. So I've definitely been looking at like since the second half, and this is when people are like teams will start making play. Like Clippers are making a playoff push, so they're definitely going to put their best out on the court. I'm looking for the teams who are really making runs, who are going to score the points in 20-point games, and guys who are locks for rebounds like Jokic for rebounds, Giddey. Giddey, I bet on Giddey a couple of times. In OKC. I like him. He's good for a good 18, 20 points. Sabonis pissed me off. I've been on Sabonis a few times, and he'll get like a 15-point triple double, right? But that's not what I was going for. I'm going for like give me 12 rebounds. He'll finish with 11, like 20 and 11.
The problem with Sabonis is he fouls out a lot for some reason. Like there would be some games like when I used to bet, I stopped betting him because there would be some games where he'd be like super close to a triple double, and all of a sudden you see him like 4 straight fouls in a row. It's like, what the fuck are you doing on the court?
I got 2 things to add before we transition. One, it never fails that every single time I bet on Jason Tatum, he shoots like Chris Duhon. It never fails. Every time. Like I bet on him over tonight because they're missing Jaylen Brown. He currently has 11 points on 5 for fucking 16. It's the third quarter. The line was 31.5 points. So he got 11 points on 16 fucking shots every single time. I'm about to just bet on Jason Tatum the rest of the year because fuck the Celtics. Because every time I bet on him, he shoots like Chris Duhon. And 2, just really random baseball thing to slide in. Ronald Acuna's MVP odds right now are plus 1,100. I'd bet that if I were you guys.
Yes. Now, that's the one thing I'm always waiting for every year is Kev's MVP because he's always on the money with MVPs, win-loss totals. Like, he is the man to talk to when it comes to baseball odds because he's
baseball's not on FanDuel yet.
Yeah, it's still early. Yeah, it's still pretty early. I mean, you have to go search for it, but you can go search for it all sports and you'll find
it might be on
BetMGM.
BetMGM. Yeah, it might be. I would think.
It might be. Okay, I see. I see World Series. Okay, I found it. Yeah, you're right. I had to really look for it.
Yeah, Acuna's plus 11. Like the NL, I feel like the AL, obviously, like you're actively betting against Shohei Ohtani at this point. I feel like yes, Aaron Judge just won MVP. I understand that it took him 62 home runs to do it. So I feel like you're betting against Shohei Ohtani. The NL is a wide open field, like wide open field. Like you could make an argument for like 12 different people. Like it's a wide open field. So Acuna is
like
plus 1,100. Good bet.
Shohei's like plus 230 now. I remember Kev a couple of years ago. He was like Shohei was like a plus 2,300 at that time, and it's like now those prices are long gone because. Like you said, unless someone has 65 home runs or something, it's just not.
It's a tough get. It's a tough get.
Who's going to be the regular season home run winner? I have a feeling Pete Alonso may go off this year and try to hit.
I was going to mention him. Yeah, Pete. I think a dark horse in the AL is Eloy Jimenez. Now he never stays healthy, so Godspeed. Hopefully he stays healthy. He's a good, fun player when he does. If he plays 140 games, I could see him doing it.
Are we going to? So I don't think. Did you send Jude what you supposed to send him from the read?
Oh yeah, the fun thing to read.
All right,
to read some rap lyrics.
It's time. Since you guys love Jude reading, we don't have a topic, a name for this one. But
not yet.
Reading Rainbow with Jude Jackson.
All right, no, we're not doing Reading Rainbow. No, absolutely not.
Since you like Jude reading Gasms last week, we decided to bring it back. It actually went viral. What's this for? What song is this? Kev?
Henry's Lifestyle Ribbed.
Wait, hold on. It is. Let me find the title. It is 10 Times by Freddie Gibbs featuring Gucci Mane and E40.
Okay, so here we go. Lifestyle Ribbed. That's what I'm gonna use when I stick it. She bad. She fat. She gone get a ticket. Thicker than a buttermilk biscuit. Down for the get down. Want a real nigga? Fuck a clown. When he pounds, she don't even make a sound. When I pound, I'ma leave it soft. Make her pussy clap like an encore. Ask the people next door. She got a gap that's out of hand, and this her favorite song. There's something about a broad that likes to suck her thumb. I don't know what that is about. She's on my shoes like a piece of gum. When she know you not, she know I'm not two. I'm the one. I'm the one. Oh yeah. I don't know what that suck the thumb thing's about, but okay, he's making it. I'm happy for him. I'm happy.
I'm happy for him. He says.
I'm happy for him.
This is no other podcast has this, man. No other podcast. You're the best fucking podcast out there. Make sure you guys join the Discord, man. Listen.
Did he? But real fast. I'm sorry to cut it off before we get out of here. But did you hear what he said? He said, "I don't know what that is about that line about the thumb, but I'm happy for you."
Like I don't know what's that about. There's something about
When
Florida
he
like to suck her thumb.
He said,
Listen.
he said she gonna get a ticket. I was like, yo, Judas got a feeling this one.
I had to make sure I get the.
She didn't
I had to make
say
sure I
she
get the
going. He
vibe
said
right.
she. Yeah, he got the vibe
I
right. That's all.
I have to read it right there. But no, I honestly don't speak like that. I don't say she gone. I don't really say nigga. I mean, I'll type it, but I don't
exactly
say
why I
it
said the lyrics to you, bro.
because
Because you don't
if I
speak
say
like
it, I'll sound like a cop. So I don't say it in person. So that's why I clearly sound like a police officer. So yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I wouldn't say I'm a yeah.
Oh
Yo,
my god.
we're gonna find a name for this segment. I'll figure it out. But this is great material, man.
And Drew, thank you for being open to reading the lyrics.
Thank you.
Anytime.
This is gold.
This is crazy.
No, you're not gonna get this no other podcast. I guarantee you. Join the Discord, man. Fuck Twitter. Fuck Spaces. You know, that's old hat, man. We having fun on the Discord. We're definitely trying. We haven't done a voice chat, but we did one. We did one voice chat, but we're basically typing. You know, me and Dan going back and forth about Aaron Rodgers, David Carr, and all that shit, agendas and everything. Kev is making sure that he lets it be known that he'll take any other quarterback besides
Anybody.
Anybody.
Bring me his brother. Oh no, that's just like
No.
Cap. No, that's Cap. That's Cap. Sorry, that's too far.
You know, we're having a great conversation. Join the Discord before it gets private. You know, we're definitely going to post a couple of links, but eventually we're going to make the Discord private, so don't join before it's too late. And shout out to Mekhi Becton, big ticket, bro. Spoke to him today. Yeah, great dude, man. Shout out to Mekhi Becton, man. He looks good. He looks svelte. He doesn't even look slim. He looks svelte. That's the word. SVELTE. Svelte.
Word of the day, baby.
Word of the day is svelte. He looks good, man. Shout out to Mekhi Becton. Hopefully, you know, everything works out well for him. And hopefully we get him on the episode of the Middle School Podcast. That's the thing. I'm not making any promises, but don't be surprised if one day in one of these screens you see the big ticket on our show discussing how his off season's been going and his health, his mental health, his physical health, and everything like that. And of course, his son, who he just had last year. Make sure you follow Kevin Lewis at KayleeW24. Make sure you follow Jude Truth at Jude Truth, and make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at MIPod69. Don't follow me. I do not like none of you motherfuckers. Follow us on TikTok, middle_initial_pod on TikTok. And if you haven't tuned in to All In with Kevin Lewis, make sure you tune in to All In with Kevin Lewis. And that's about it. Anything you guys have to say? Great show today.
Nah, man. Good, man. Thanks for listening. That's about it.
And make sure you guys, once again, we are dropping the audio of episode 115 and 116. Well, I'm going to drop 115 for you guys tomorrow, but episode 116 audio drops on the following Monday. We're exclusively dropping everything on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. still on YouTube. So if you're a visual person, definitely, if you can't wait, definitely subscribe to the YouTube. And of course, you know, if you're audio, you like to listen to while you're driving or you're at work, definitely still be a subscriber on Spotify, Apple, Ghana, wherever you find your podcast. All right. And of course, stay inspired by 69. Peace.